If you owe back taxes, you've probably seen ads promising tax relief or pennies on the dollar settlements. But do these companies actually work, or are they just a scam? By the end of this video, you'll know what tax relief companies actually do, how to spot scams, and what your best options are for getting real tax help. I've helped countless clients who got burned by tax relief companies, and trust me, some of these firms will take your money and leave you worse off. I'm Brad Paladini, a tax attorney with 12 years of experience helping taxpayers resolve IRS and state tax issues the right way. What do tax relief companies actually do? Not all tax relief companies are scams. Some actually do help. Here's what a legitimate one does. They will analyze your tax situation. They review what you owe and explain your options. They'll help with IRS paperwork. They can assist with offers in compromise, installment agreements, penalty abatements, and more. They'll also negotiate with the IRS. They'll talk to the IRS for you and work towards the best solution. Some also will provide ongoing tax help, planning to prevent future problems. What tax relief companies cannot do, and this is where things get shady. Some companies promise things they can't legally do. For instance, they can't qualify you for programs that you don't meet the requirements for. They can't force the IRS to accept an offer. They can't make your tax debt disappear overnight, and they can't guarantee they'll be able to settle your debt for pennies on the dollar. So what are some red flags? How do you spot a tax relief scam? They promise results before reviewing your case. I've talked to so many people who either hired or thought about hiring one of these tax relief companies, and on the very first call with the client, they are promising a huge settlement without knowing basically anything about the taxpayer and his or her situation. It's kind of like bringing your car to a shop and the mechanic saying, hey, I can fix it, before opening the hood and knowing exactly what's wrong, right? They're simply using this as a sales tactic to get you to sign on the dotted line. Many of these companies will use high pressure sales tactics as well, telling you that you can't leave the call without signing up because something terrible will happen immediately thereafter. A lot of them require huge upfront fees before doing any work at all. I'm always blown away by the fees that these companies charge. It's not uncommon for me to hear that they charge clients $30,000, $40,000, and $50,000 upfront without even knowing what they're going to do for the client. Another red flag is that they won't give you any specifics about who is handling your case. Many of these companies are very, very, very high volume. They have thousands and thousands and thousands of clients, and they have a very high employee turnover. So most of the time, they maybe have one or two tax attorneys on staff overseeing literally thousands of cases. Maybe they'll have some enrolled agents, and then they'll have some tax specialists who really don't have any background in tax, who are doing most of the grunt work of preparing the paperwork. So if you don't know exactly who is going to be assigned to your case, what their credentials are, that is a big red flag. So what are some of the sneaky sales tricks to watch out for? They tell you that you qualify for the IRS Fresh Start or one-time forgiveness programs, but these aren't really real programs, right? They may claim that they have special connections with the IRS. They do not. They'll also mislead you about offer and compromise approvals. Only around 30% of applicants actually qualify. They'll make it seem like everyone qualifies, and everyone qualifies for a certain percentage of relief. If you actually need tax relief help, here's how to find the right help. Look for tax attorneys, CPAs, or enrolled agents, not sales reps. Check the Google reviews and online complaints. Google reviews can be tricky because I know of several companies who have manipulated Google reviews to make it seem like they are much better than they actually are. But if you start reading through the reviews, you can kind of spot that they are fake. Ask who is actually going to handle your case. Right now at our firm, we have 3 tax attorneys who are in charge of all of our cases. We also have an enrolled agent and other staff. But for every case, you would have a designated tax attorney as kind of your go-to. Check with whoever you are interviewing and make sure that you have a go-to contact person who is credentialed and can actually help with your tax problem. You also want to make sure you know exactly what your fee covers. Another trick that these companies use is that they will continuously upsell. So some of these companies, their employees are actually paid essentially on contingency, right? So for every time they upsell a client and get the client to pay additional money, they take a cut of that. So obviously the employees are incentivized to upsell you on as many additional services as possible to increase their pay. So before you write a big check for a tax relief company, you want to know exactly what is covered by that fee. If you've already signed up with a bad tax relief company, don't panic. There are some things you can do next. You can try to request a refund. Many states have consumer protection laws. You could report them to the Federal Trade Commission or your state attorney general. Several state attorney generals have actually shut down companies before. The problem is they will restart under a new name and slightly different ownership. You can also hire a real tax attorney to handle your case the right way. If this video saved you from a tax scam, hit the like button and subscribe for more IRS tax relief insights. And if you need tax help, click the link below for a consultation. My team and I handle IRS tax problems legitimately and transparently. No scams, no false promises.